If you're watching this, then I'm a lucky person. This being Storm Dain's Let's Plays, Episode 28, Donkey Kong 64, Part 28, Return. And why? Why am I lucky? Well, that means that the video actually got made here, and also I still have viewers. Oh my god, things are just going to hell really, really fast with this Let's Play. I mean, last Let's Play experienced a blue screen. Now, I was kind of calm about this, a little more calm than before, where I was freaking out and just said, to hell with everything. And then later on found out how to recover, you know, an AVI. Well, this time, I guess the file was bad to begin with, and the blue screen didn't exactly help, because I could only recover 3 minutes of a 16-minute video, which was part 1. Well, the first part before the blue screen of that video, and I just, you know, you really, really try to provide a quality product, and you know, many people may speculate why I'm not as more popular, not specifically this channel, but it's because I have such bad luck with equipment, and it's like some deity is saying, him popular? Nope. Oh, how about that? Well, in case you're wondering, I remember that there was a transport button for Tiny up here, so I decided to actually do that before we go into the Fun Guy Forest to get our one remaining banana. Where do we stand with this game? We have beat 6 of the 7 worlds so far, and right now I'm just trying to get this ferry. I think that's all the ferries for this island. Go ahead and give it a check. We'll give it a little pause screen for you. Now, well, I got a good number of the bananas that are gold bananas. See, 163, and everything else included. The game believes that we are at 80% done. I'm not doing so well with DK Island. Well, she's got 4. Well, yeah, okay. Anyway, there's a lot of bananas still missing in action for our Kongs here. I presume this is gonna do one for us. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. What is this gonna open up? Oh, well, here's a banana. Look at this, Tiny. Oh, and that gives him something to be big at. Huh. Okay, so she's got all of her bananas. She's, done for. What else is up top here? I mean, while I'm here... Oh, it's his arm. Okay. You gotta do it. Yeah, you gotta make it boring, and you gotta check the other side. You know, there probably isn't anything going on. Yeah, that's not a cave, that's just a thing. Yeah, well, there, done it. Now I won't be bothered later on. Now, I'm really trying to keep my spirits high about this. But, I hope most of you can understand the frustration here. I know a lot of people with YouTube handles are actually aspiring to make videos, and, I can relate on that aspect, because I joined the site just like, well, I'll make some videos here. And when stuff constantly out of your control keeps messing things up, then, well, that's a little disheartening. The first, I guess the first roadblock I really had with video making was just talent. Sure, I've been making videos for a long time, but I wasn't any good at them. But also family like to interfere. Just, you know, I got a problem with my computer, or you need to come visit, or just annoying stuff. Not to say that I hate my family. Just when I say annoying, I hope you can understand what I mean. All right, and then the next barrier, it began to be time. Just like, because I started trying to make stuff better. And then it was lady friends. And that continues to this day. Oh, the tree just disappeared. And so, but the constant restraint, or constant bummer to my good time, has always been breaking equipment. That stuff you just can't help. I mean, I take care of my stuff. I just don't know why it all has to happen to me. Because I think about, you know, popular channels, and just like, I wonder how much failing equipment they have. Maybe it's just the, you know, the high desert here, not so good with, you know, static electricity, just corrupting everything. Or just equipment stops working, without much cause. The Hot Pocket thing, you know, I know it's Hot Pog, that bitch, it needs to be restarted every time that you need to initiate a recording session. You saw it in action in the Storm Dain. No, it wasn't. Wasn't a Let's Play. It wasn't an adventure. It was a live stream, live boredom with Wii U Day 1, where we're hooking it up, and I'm just like, well, we're connected. I don't know what the problem would be. So I have a new one ordered there. Right now I'm using the Pinnacle. I'm pretty sure I talked about that. But, God, cameras, I mean, that's probably been the most stable, but I had a lot of turmoil. Oops. By the way, that's that belch power that I kept on referring to. I wasn't even trying to do that. The first camera, I don't even know the code for it, but it was a Sony Handycam. It took DV tapes, which, you know, I guess that's I chose DV tapes because can you really blame me for not trusting hard drives? So this was when DV tapes were sort of, or this is when hard drives were new to cameras. Oh, hopefully that did something. By the way, I went back here to just to see what was going on, because I realized that I hadn't been back here. Coins. But I also chose it because it would be able to record high definition with just regular mini DV tapes. And that's cool, and that's why the first video I made with that camera was the HD experience, you know, and this was well before YouTube started doing anything HD. And it lasted a long time. I guess I shouldn't complain much about that. It just the problem was it stopped allowing tapes to be put in it. You know, you put the tape in, push the little bar, the cassette holder into the camera, and it had a little robotic action where it just moved inward, then down, and it was really neat seeing all those moving parts. Problem is, moving parts break. So this thing stopped closing. How's that for a problem? The last video I made with it, I don't remember which video it was. It was probably around the Portal 2. I don't know. It was around that time, and to get it to work, you know, I read some stuff on the internet and went to YouTube videos, and you know how I don't do YouTube videos for fixing things. But some people showed like putting a screwdriver into one end, or like inside of it, and pushing one of the heads inward, and give that a try, but it didn't work. And then I read on a forum, just turn the camera over and hit the bottom really hard with the palm of your hand, or the, you know, the end of your hand. I did that and it worked. Thing about that is, I knew if you're at that state with getting your stuff to work, then give up. It's not gonna get any better. So that's when I bought the my Sony Handycam that I have now, and that's the 3D one. And I made a 3D experience at Disneyland. That was the first time I was using that camera, and I filmed everything in 3D. And I'll tell you when that stopped. It wasn't any trigger. It was just sort of like, you know what? Who cares? Hold on. I gotta think about where I'm going here. I'm going to Fungi Forest. So 4. No, it was 3. Okay. That I don't know if I want to tell the entire story, but heck, that's what I'm talking about here. So the camera I have right now, it broke. You know, that was the reason for some of the videos in 2012 were were lower quality and in a 4:3 ratio. What happened with that? Yeah, I'll just tell the story here. Okay, so visiting Las Vegas with Sarah. And Las Vegas, yes, it's very different from Reno in that they are not the same thing. Vegas is more spectacular, and you go there in January and it's 70 degrees. Also means that you go there in August and it's 115. So that's basically where the story begins. It's August, and well, what's her name? Her name's Pamela. Pamela being Sarah's youngest sister. You've seen Laura in a live stream before. She's the middle child, and Sarah's the oldest of them. So there you go. Pamela wanted to visit Las Vegas mainly because we're residents of... Well, she wanted to visit Las Vegas because it's Las Vegas, but she invited us because we're residents of Nevada. And, excuse me for a moment here. I gotta remember which entrance it is. Anyway, just de facto, you live in Nevada, you're not far away from Las Vegas, and well, it's, you know, like 450 miles. But yeah, sure, we'll join you. So, a quick summary of how that trip went. We worked all Friday and flew down, and they had actually flown down that morning. They got time off. With Sarah, it's not that easy, and so if something is to Sarah's detriment, then it's to my detriment too. It's married life. So we fly down on Friday after working a full day, and we're just like, we didn't even get to... When did we sit? When we got on the plane. But it's like, it's barely an hour of flight. I just complained about the length of it, of the distance between it, but really it's barely an hour in the air. So we get down, we're just staying at the Imperial Palace, and of course take a cab there. So, and they're already there, they're already sort of set in. Oh wait, no, we got him... Huh. They were delayed somehow, but anyway, they had actually had the day off, and when they got in, they came and saw us at our room, and they're just like, oh, let's go out, and so we you know, just walk outside, walk the strip, go to the sugar factory, and that's probably the most time that we spent with them, because we got back to the hotel after that short visit, and we're just like, we're so goddamn tired, we need to just lie down. So they stayed up all night, we slept all day. Get this here. Or, sorry, they stayed up all night, we slept all night, we got up the next morning, they were tired. So the entire trip was us just sort of catching glimpses of one another in Las Vegas. And I remember one of the nights we were there, we weren't there very long, it was a weekend. One of the nights, they specifically told us, do not go to sleep, alright? We're just gonna change clothes. So it was one of those, it was like dusk. It was one of those times when we could spend a little bit of time with each other. And we get to our room, and we know that they're getting prepared in their room. And I said, Sarah, I've got to sit down. I'm not gonna go to sleep. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna sit down too. And God, it could not have been a minute later that each of us, our heads were against the pillow, out. We were just, you know, gone to the world. So apparently they came knocking on the door and was there for like 15 minutes, knocking like, hey, we're gonna go out now. Hey, we didn't hear it. You know, we're good and decent folk. We wouldn't ignore them. We just didn't hear them. So, where is this thing? I'm gonna lose this here. Yeah, he's already made it. So that was the summary of that summary of our visit. Now here's the big part. So the next day, daytime, when we were out, I say to Sarah, last time we were here, we tried to walk to Fremont Street. Damn, you keep on missing that. God, restart. Well, guess it doesn't have that option. I say, let's walk to Fremont Street, and she's like, all right, we'll go further this time. Last time we started at Excalibur, and that's on the southern end of the strip. As you get further north, you get into older Vegas, and that's where Fremont Street is. Fremont Street, I want to get there because it's got a ceiling that's basically a TV screen. It's got individual pixels that makes up a picture, and it's a pretty spectacular. Damn it, I missed that. Pretty spectacular show. So I tell her this, and that's the incentive to actually go. It's daytime, so I'll beat to the punch. Yeah, we wouldn't have seen anything, but I convinced her. So this time we're starting at Imperial Palace, which is still the southern end. Forgot to mention. Okay, last time we started Excalibur, we got all the way up to the Wynn Casino, Wynn and Encore, and Stratosphere was in our sight. And, I mean, that's not really saying much, but well, I could see that, and so I said, Sarah, let's just go for the gusto. So we make it past the every fucking time. So we make it past the Win and Encore, and so we're like, okay, so we're doing good now. Let's keep going. It can't be too much further up, a mile or so. And so we walk past the Stratosphere, we walk past the Sahara, and at that point, let me remind you, it was August, and we genuinely felt like we're in the Sahara. Now me, I'm a bit weird. I was loving it. 115 on the strip, and you're walking by vacant lots which radiate the sun back at you because it's Las Vegas desert. The sand is white. It's so burnt. So I think it's great. Sarah's not having a good time. We get past let's see. We get past Circus, and gee, how far did we go? It's kind of bullshit that it makes you use up your coconut crystals there. I mean, really? This is a game which should be provided infinite. If I'm just walking around to be walking around, then yeah, I can understand. Dang, the crystals are over there. We make it about 2 miles. I calculated from the Imperial Palace, downtown Las Vegas, i.e. Fremont Street, would be about 3 miles. We get about 2 miles, what I approximate, and we're scorched. We are just so burnt. And it's not necessarily, just like, now, we're not sunburnt because we put proper protection on. We were just, we just couldn't do it. I mean, it's kind of weird telling the rest of the story, but it was just sort of like, let's stop at the 7-Eleven, which was on the strip, and we go in and get some ices. Then I ask, how far is Fremont Street? Lady says, about 2 more miles up, and she's a liar. It was only about 1 mile from checking, but at that point, it was just like, let's just head back. And God, waste so much time. So we get some items, and she sees like a little plastic container of fruit, like honeydew, cantaloupe, and pineapple. Keep in mind the pineapple here. She sees that and just like, well, she's got to get some energy into her. Not that fruit would really give that to you, but, this is Sarah. Wondering how to proceed with this story. So we're just like, let's just head back. And that means that we're heading back 2 miles. Sarah, I offered to, we can hail a cab. I mean, it's the strip. we're going to run into cabs, but then she's just like, no, let's just walk it off. And of course, that means that when I'm gonna be having a miserable time, so I get to blame it on you later on. I assure you that. I don't care about this banana anymore. Let's just leave. I think there's probably gonna be a Let's Play in the future that is just straight up everything taken off camera, hard cuts in between those bananas. Because it's just getting to that ridiculous point here. Where if you're not filming it, well then fine, but this is a Let's Play, and I am not, you know, I'm not God here. I can't get everything on the first frickin' try. Oh, that was amazing, though. So we start heading back, and we got a plastic bag, and the plastic bag is sort of what I've been keeping my, oh no. We got a plastic bag because we just left 7-Eleven, and I decided to put my camera in there. This is the 3D camera. This is the camera I have right now, and because I just get tired of holding it, and so she's just like, okay, well I'm gonna. She doesn't finish the fruit. There's still some pineapple left, and there's some pineapple juice in the bottom of it. So I seal it up as best I can, put it in the bag too. We get. On the way back, we get to the Regency. I believe that's what it's called. So many casinos. We get to the Regency, and she's just like, I gotta step inside. I'm like, fine. You know, if you must. So, this is the hub. This is the... I said Dia de los Muertos before. That's inaccurate. And why did I get Diddy? I was aiming for Chunky. Anyway. We get to the Regency, and then she wants some for her fruit, so take it out of the bag. I also find that the bottom of the bag has sort of collected this juice, this pineapple juice, and I'm like, if that's there, then what about the camera? Oh, crap. I pick it out, it's dripping with it. I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Open it up, and I see that it, when I say open it up, I say open up the lens finder. And what we find in there is, it's just soaked with it. It is everywhere on this camera. It's on the screen, and if it got into the screen, it got inside the camera itself. So this is a camera that will, it turns on automatically when you open up the viewfinder. I say viewfinder, LCD screen. I'm sorry. If I said viewfinder, LCD screen, the viewfinder does not exist on this camera. We're that far into the future here. I find that it turns on. Yes, it does that. It does that quite well. It also turns back off immediately. And like, okay, that can't be good. So as I'm assessing the situation, it turns back on again, then immediately off. And I'm like, this is not boding very well. So, I hope this is an easy minigame.
Welcome to bonus stage.
We could do this. Maybe I could do it while talking. So I start cleaning it off, and I have to clean off the screen. It's troubling that it keeps turning on, then back off. So I remove the battery on that thing. So, I figure it's just gotta dry. And that's really what you do. If your electronic gets wet, like your cell phone gets, you know, swimming pool or something with it, do not turn it on. In fact, shut it off at that point if it hasn't shut off automatically. Let it dry, and then you'll be in a better position. Because if the circuits get short, if it short circuits inside there, because there's water in fact for it to conduct across, then it's, you know, you're gonna break it. So I let this thing dry with the pineapple juice on it. And by the time we get back to the hotel, I get enough cleaning done that it starts to stay on stably. I make sure I clean the battery too, because you don't want the connections on that to get corroded. And of all things, from pineapple juice. I got 6 because I'm talking here, but I'm having fun because this is actually getting somewhere. Okay, I just told you that my camera was broken at some point, but this is sort of a, you know, television drama twisting here. I just told you I fixed the camera. Camera was fixed. Camera was fine. It was staying on stably. I could open and close the LCD screen. It was pristine, working just great. So we had reported the problem to Sarah's sister. I forget. She also has her boyfriend with him. So it's Pamela and Ben. Shout out to you guys. What we do next is we finally get some more time together. This was this was right after the pineapple incident. So we say, okay, let's go walk the strip together. And so we start walking in the opposite direction from Imperial. You know, we headed north towards Fremont. As a group, we were sort of head south, and that's towards Excalibur, New York, and MGM. And we stop off in a few places there, and the most crucial point in this story was the stop off at New York North. New York has a roller coaster, just like that, starts inside the casino and then goes outward, and you can see it from like, say, Excalibur's windows. You can see the roller coaster. It's that big. So I'm not a fan of roller coasters. Neither is Ben. I did better this time. And neither is Ben. But we go ahead and sort of to please the lady friends that we're with, we just say let's go. Now, small point. Ben is a paraplegic, and let's not pay too much attention to that. That does not define him. But what this does do is it gets us to the front of the line. So, awesome, no waiting. We put our stuff in the locker. I put in, Sarah puts in her purse, and then I put in my camera. And, you know, we put the stuff in the locker so it doesn't, you know, all the stuff that you've been collecting on your trip to Las Vegas doesn't fly out when you're on the roller coaster. So, we do that, like, okay, I did the roller coaster. I had some fun. I had a few stories about how I'm traumatized and not a big fan of roller coasters, but that's neither here nor there. Sarah and Pam, they want to go again, and Ben and I were just like, we'll just wait out here, that's fine. So I think they pay a discount for a second ride, and of course they pay less because it's kind of a bulk ride thing. Now, I think that after that, we went over, bought some pictures of us on the roller coaster, because Sarah had kept some cash out from her purse. Do that. You get to the locker. Sarah pulls out her purse. Now let me remind you that her purse was put in first, then my camera. So what this should be is a first in, last out situation. That's a term in food service. That's a term in all sorts of things. It's called FILO, or you want to say LIFO if last in, first out. Camera is in front of the purse. Sarah doesn't think about this. The strap for the purse catches on, pulls that camera down. Camera, slow motion, I see, just hits the ground, LCD flies open, and I'm like, Aah! I pick it up. LCD's open, but it's not turning on. Close it, open, check battery, look at everything. It's stopped working. And so that kind of ruined my trip there. We still had a day or so in there, but we had no pictures, nothing to keep our memories with. And we had actually lost pictures because they were on the camera that we'd taken previous to it falling. So that is the broken camera. We get back from Vegas, and you may notice that the first video done with the 4:3 ratio was the driver San Francisco, and that's when I say Viva Las Vegas. Now, would I get the pictures from the Vegas thing? Yeah, I did take those pictures that I put in the video, but that was from a previous trip. Yeah, I've been to Vegas a couple of times now. So I go through the process of so this thing is broken. I gotta send it off to the I gotta send it off to Sony, you know, send it over to Japan and see if they can fix it. And we'll pause for a moment to watch this cutscene. Better be good. Claptrap. Pant musket. Oh, clasp trap. That's his name. Okay. Fatso, is it? I'd choose your last words more carefully if I were you. Oh, he called him Fatso. Who's that? Who's there? Clasp lap. So it's not a thug. Didn't even have to check the manual. So he's trying to run away from Kiro looks. It looks like in last request. All this stuff right here, all this area, you actually do get to explore at the end of the game. I think it's kind of funny looking at it now because I remember going through this area. Nearly there. I think not. Okay. Oh my god, that is a huge claptrap! Okay, what's this called? I keep on calling it spooky. Creepy Castle. This is the best world. And, look at that! It actually dips when you walk on it. This is a Nintendo 64! Who else but Rareware could do that? Well, maybe Nintendo and probably Sony Computer Entertainment of America or Europe. Anyway. Send it off to Sony, and then I wait a while, and the way it is, it's still within a year of buying it. And coincidentally, I bought it last time for October for a trip to Disneyland, because guess what? That other camera broke. So it's still within the 1-year warranty, and they say like, hey, if we fix it, if it's fixable, then we'll only charge you $50 for the entire thing. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I can do that. And, oh, sweet. Waste some time here. So, I send it off. They say that it's within. They call me up and say it's within warranty. We can fix it. So that, you know, tricks me into thinking that. Wow, how about that? I don't even know where I am. Tricks me into thinking like, oh, they found it and they're able to fix it. No, this is just a guy saying that if we're able to fix it, it'll totally be within warranty. You only pay $50. So, cool. I get a call, actually not too, it was a couple days later. You get a couple of days later, and it's the same dude saying, oh, by the way, it didn't get sent to Sony, it got sent to Texas, by the way, so I'm not talking to somebody in Japan here. Same dude, he says, well, we took apart the camera, and it appears to have some corrosive material on it. Thinking, oh, they mean the pineapple juice. So, it must be a combination here. Wow, I'm not hitting the rings. This is not going too well. So, at that point, they stop trying to fix it. They're just like, well, we're gonna send it back, or like, we can't fix it. And I was like, okay, nothing else you can do. And they said, well, we can dispose of it for you if you want. And I'm just like, well, I paid a lot for that camera. I don't want to see it going away. So I say, just go ahead and send it back to me. I'll work with it. And I have no intentions of fixing it. At this point, I'm already on Sony's website buying another camera. And so the other camera I got, it's smaller, lower quality. I didn't have money for it, so I just said, yeah, open up a GE Capital account. Dang, wow. Not doing so well. Go open up GE Capital credit card account. By the way, I paid that card off. So, you know, is the 0% financing is paid off within 6 months. I've done it. I gotta be aiming higher than that. I get that camera. Coincidentally, I get that camera delivered to me same day as the camera that the 3D one gets sent back to me. Like, actually, it was separate FedEx trucks, but they came on the same day, probably about half hour apart, because coincidentally I was actually home at that point. So, I get these things, and I'm fiddling with the new camera. I'm like, thinking that's cool. I look at the old camera, and I'm just like, we had some times. And I don't know what inspired me, but I had the battery fully charged on the new camera. I'm just like, let's go. Put on the old camera, new battery, old camera, and it works. So I'm guessing here. I don't tell Sarah any of this. She doesn't know that I have a second camera. I just tell her, oh, the camera started working. With another battery, because I have batteries for these cameras just lying around. No, I don't. The way I'm guessing this went down was if the camera probably landed on the battery itself, and that probably knocked some capacitors loose. Look at me try to use electronic words here. It knocked some things loose within the camera, within the battery, and then so it was unable to hold the charge or discharge a charge. If it landed on its back, that would have caused the LCD to flip open on the front, and that's what caused it to. Well, at any force would probably make the thing open, and when it opened up and it wasn't displaying anything, I freaked. So now, that's it. That's the camera I'm using right now. It got fixed by not fixing it all. And by the way, they didn't. The place in Texas didn't charge me anything because they weren't able to actually fix it. So, good guys all around there. Wow, that was a fun story, and now we're in the fun level. Because, as you saw, I started off with Donkey, and I've been doing Donkey activities, nothing but Donkey activities thus far. So, I believe that this one is the best put together level. And somehow there's some chunky bananas back there, but we'll figure that out in a little bit. Und the ferry? Oh, gotta hit these target things. Well, I'll give this a shot. I mean, I guess literally. I was sure I got it there. Move back into range. See, I can't go up any further. It's gotta come down. There we go. So if you're watching or listening, you're lucky because you just got a story that I never told before. Well, I suppose this could work for it because it's much like shooting at a balloon. Come on, one of those has got a hit. Is there anywhere else I could stand? I don't get it. No, it's not even getting that far. It's not even, not even popping on it. Oh, we gotta talk to Funky first. Yeah, well, I was praising it for, being open and freely explorable. And that's what I get. Dumped into the sewer. Wow, that was ruthless. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for this Let's Play. We made it into the creepy castle. This is gonna be some fun. Let's see, we ended the last one with 163, so we got 4 bananas. And we got a fun story out of the way. So, thank you for watching, and thank you for letting me complain about my life. That's totally what people want to come to YouTube to hear. So, if you feel the pain of me of being somebody who's small time, you got 10 subscriptions, 10,000 subscriptions. I believe we're all none of us are immune to the equipment failures. So, let's come together on that. And with that, I'll talk to you guys again real soon.